Recording.
Good. Okay. Hi everyone. Thank you for coming to my speech today. It's a huge help. Today I'm going to be giving you a persuasive speech on empathy and how humans naturally evolved into it. It's a different topic than most people would pick, but I think it's awesome. So, first, how many of you have ever done something nice for someone else out of the kindness of your heart with no benefit to you at all? Like donating to charity. Donating to charity. Well, why'd you do that? I'll tell you why. Over here.
Just hit the right arrow.
So, evolution, most humans, when we think of evolution, we think of survival of the fittest. Right? That's the most popular theory that we're familiar with of how humans evolved. We are born with different features like someone has really strong feet, they're gonna pass that on to the next generation, they're gonna be great runners, survival of the fittest. Humans are naturally competitive, it's true. We are very competitive, that's how we live. We live in this world to compete with each other. That's why we have jobs. That's why we have to go to school, so we go to college. That's why some people go to college for 12 years and some go to college for 2. The 12-year people are trying to compete with the people that aren't as motivated as them. Bigger and the better are, in fact, more likely to thrive. We live to be, I said that, so everyone in the world. I got that from the humanist and Greek figures of here. So yeah, survival of the fittest is the basic term that is related to evolution. When humans think of evolution, evolution is really an amazing thing because it's brought us to who we are today. But evolution is not that simple. Survival of the fittest is not, in fact, the only piece to evolution. And this is very true that the evolution had to have had a huge survival benefits for it to have evolved into us. That should say empathy. Sorry, empathy had to have had huge survival benefits for it to have evolved into humans today. I got that from Psychology Today, and it's in fact kind of the thesis of this presentation is we need empathy to survive. And that's not something that's hard to believe, but it's not something that humans typically think of. We think about evolution, as I said, we think of survival of the fittest. But empathy is in fact a huge part of humans and how we have evolved to survive in modern day. Empathy in humans, it filters our actions. It's true. If you think of you have a group of cavemen, and the cavemen were alive. 20 cavemen, you guys are all living together. Empathy is being able to put yourself in someone else's situation, right, and feel how they're feeling. If humans had no emotional connections with each other, where they weren't able to empathize with each other, they simply could not survive. Like, what would happen to those 20 cavemen? They have no sense of, loss for each other, or feeling bad for each other, or love, or anything. It's kind of hard to wrap your head around, but it's very true when you think of it. Empathy is emotional connections. As humans, we need emotional connections to survive. We need love, we need affection, we need people to support us. And can any of you imagine having no one that cares about how you feel in your life? Like, would you be able to be happy or get through it? It's really kind of cool how we've come to have to survive by having each other. Our community is that important to us that we need our community and our connections to survive. It is what builds our relationships. And humans survive in communities, empathy is needed to keep communities together. Otherwise, connection is not there. And you're not really much of a community. Let's turn to Science Daily. Also, mothers could not even be mothers. Friends can only be friends. And you look at these pictures and they look very familiar to you. These are things you see every day And it's like you kind of take it for granted these relationships that you see, and if you just imagine if they weren't there, it would make a huge impact on our world, because, you know, empathy was not always there. It actually evolved into our everyday lives to the point where we need it to survive today. And stuff like this you see every day, you don't really think about the fact that how important it is in your daily lives, but it really is. It also, yeah, a big thing is it kind of, these are just additional sources, but it keeps us socially acceptable, which kind of goes along with having, filtering our actions, is empathy, being able to understand, like, other people's perspectives, keeps us from doing things that, like, we're afraid someone will judge us. We're putting ourselves in that person's position, like, oh, they're gonna think I'm wicked weird if I do this, so I'm not gonna do it. Those sensors, if they're gone, then we're just gonna be violent, we're gonna, you know, you simply cannot really survive. Empathy has evolved into our daily lifestyle. Some professional jobs revolve around empathy, like, you know, therapists, doctors, you see it every day.
Today is National Nurses Day. Yeah?
I was it really?
Who are also empathetic.
So I think empathy in relationships with people is something we kind of take for granted, that we don't really realize how important it is to keeping us alive, really, and being able to continue through our everyday lives can be very hard. We're hardworking people. So basically, my conclusion is we need empathy to survive. All right, thank you guys. So the audience.